Hey, welcome to another Dylan Does tutorial. Right now I'm actually going to start introducing R and some of the concepts that you'll be using when you program in R. So what R is a statistical analysis or functional language that allows you to do some pretty powerful analysis of data. Now the basic structure in R is called a vector, which is basically a sequence of values given a type, and they could be like numbers or characters. So what we're going to be looking at is Greg Maddox's wins, losses, and we'll also check out his WAR using vectors and functions. So let's get started. To create a vector, we're going to want to first get the data. I've already found all the data, so it comes from Fangraphs. And Greg Maddox, we got Greg Maddox's wins and losses for each year that he's played. So to create a vector of his wins and losses, we're going to simply do win, which is W, and then this assignment arrow, or the assignment as equals. I like to use arrows, it just kind of points to what it is. And then use this create function. And I have already plugged all the data, so I'm actually just going to copy it. So in his first season he had 2 wins, the second he had 6, and then the third he had 18. Now we'll do the same for the losses as well. So let's type in losses, do an assignment arrow with the create, and we'll grab his losses for each year, and there it is. So now I'm doing this in the script window, but what you can actually do is run this in the console window and you get the same thing. So if you want to run in the console, all you have to do is type whatever you have as a console command and press enter, and you see it pops up in this global environment value. But you can also just go to the line in your script, and what you can do is just press Control Enter if you're out of Windows. And actually I'm not sure what it is right now off the top of my head, but I imagine it's Command and then Enter on a Mac. So if you press Control Enter, you also see that this losses variable or vector was created in the global environment. So let's take a look at what we have by simply typing the letter in the console, and you can see that in the first year we had 2, second year 6, and it's exactly what we just created up here using this vector. So vectors are basically the function or the placeholders. What we can actually use are functions to manipulate this. So we're actually going to create a new variable called win percentage as a calculation. So this calculation would be the wins divided by the wins plus the losses, so his total games that he played, times 100 for the percentage. We'll do Control Enter, and as you can see, this new global variable win percentage has been created. So let's take a look at it. We'll do win percent to see it, Control Enter, and you can see that he won 33% of his games, or he had a 33% winning percentage. He didn't actually necessarily, he might have started more games, a 30% winning percentage in his second year, and then he skyrockets to 70%, 61, and so on. So let's keep going. What we ultimately want to do is create this chart over here. Oh, I should probably get rid of this. Clear that. So we need to get his years. So he started playing when he was in 1986 as a 20-year-old. So we need to create a sequence using the sequence assignment, and we'll start from 1986, and he played till 2008. And if you press Control Enter, you can see that the year has been created. You can also do the same thing by using the colon. So we could say 1986 to 2008. Let's make it year 2. And you can see that the exact same data has been input into a vector, but it was just a maybe a little clearer or shorter way of doing it. Now, what we really want to know is not the year, but we want to know his age. So the age is going to be a calculation. We can do it as equals or arrows again. I'll stick with arrows for consistency. And since he was born in 1966, we're going to subtract the year that he started with 1966. So in 1986, he started his season. 1966, he was born, so he was 20 years old in that first season. If we press enter, we can see that we do in fact have his age. Let's just take a look at it. In his first season he was 20, in the second season he was 21, and so on. So lastly, we have all this data. We can now correspond age with his win percentage. So to do that, we want to see an output. All you have to do is press plot, age, and then his win percentage. Oops. Control enter. And here you have a plot of his win percentage and age. So when he was 20, you can see that his win percentage was fairly low. It was 33%. But when he was 30, actually sorry, when he was 29, he won 90% of his games, which is pretty astounding. So now I'd also like to create just a war vector and just look at his war. And war is generally a measure of total productivity. It's not always, it's not 100% correct, but it's a good estimation of what a player's productivity is. So we're going to do the same thing we did in these previous steps. I'm going to press Control Enter, and we've just created this war vector. And now all we have to do is plot, again, age on war. And you can see you have this interesting aging curve where he peaked around age 29 and 30, was consistent until about 34, and then gradually declined for his very lengthy career till he's about 42, 43. So that's really all I wanted to go over in this tutorial. Really kind of a basic understanding of R and how vectors and calculations can be used to perform tasks that you need to do. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.